Dallin and Bella had been a simple couple recording vlogs.
It's early in the morning. We got up at like 6 in the morning. We just landed back in Dubai. We're in Dubai right now.
And enjoying marital life. Until they were hit by the shocking news. They couldn't have kids due to infertility.
Me and Dallin have been trying to have a baby.
That's when the failed pregnancy tests.
Oh. Dang, that sucks.
Not pregnant.
Dang. Oh.
It's a bummer, babe.
Infertility surgery.
I just passed out while I was trying to change for the surgery.
And the search for adoption started.
These comments have always been hard for me to see. While I would love to adopt one day, I want more than anything to experience pregnancy. I can't wait to be a mom, and I have a lot of hope that it will happen. It's definitely a big possibility for our future, but me and Dallin feel super strongly at this time to continue with our IVF process before making the biggest decision with adoption. I'm excited to see what the future holds.
But that's not all. While they could have just gone to an adoption center, they chose a random woman who contacted them and claimed that she was expecting twins.
We started getting an influx of messages of people who had leads on different people who were placing a baby for adoption. So we happened to see one message pop up that day, and she said she was placing twin girls for adoption.
But how did this happy story twist towards a fake pregnancy scam, another adoption, and then the manipulation of their long-desired baby? But before we cover everything from start to finish, let's just start with the pregnancy scam that shook their world and the world of their fans.
And we just come to find out that it was all a big scam.
Della Vlogs, with over 4 million YouTube subscribers and 1.3 billion total views, had gathered a loyal audience by sharing every detail of their life. Everything from fertility struggles to appointments ending in disappointments, and personal updates were shared and sympathized with. Bella had been diagnosed with DOR, or diminished ovarian reserve, a condition in which the ovaries gradually lose both the quantity and quality of their remaining eggs. In practical terms, this means fewer eggs are available each cycle, and the eggs that do remain may not develop or fertilize as effectively. For Bella and her partner, this diagnosis became the central, painful reason why they were unable to have a baby, despite their determination. Once the diagnosis was clear, they pursued every recommended path in hopes of expanding their family. They underwent multiple rounds of hormonal injections designed to stimulate the ovaries, aiming to retrieve as many eggs as possible. They tried intrauterine insemination, hoping that optimizing timing and placement would increase their chances. They moved on to more intensive interventions, including procedures and surgeries intending to address any possible complications standing in their way. Because of Bella's DOR, every blood test also mattered, as it showed whether her body was even producing eggs that could be used for IVF. In 2022, they went to the doctor to get approval for something that might seem small, but was actually really important: doing her next blood draw at home.
So yeah, I don't do very well when it comes to getting my blood drawn, but we found this girl on Instagram who said that she could come to my house and do the blood draw for me for this next month, which is so amazing. I'm so excited about that.
Bella had a history of passing out during blood tests, so they found a phlebotomist who could safely come to their house. The clinic needed a note from the doctor to make sure it was medically okay.
I pass out a lot. I mean,
Flashback. Let's just throw in a flashback to that moment. Oh, Bella. I know, I need to get you food. I know, but
what can we get?
I don't know. We can go get something though.
This blood test measured hormone levels like AMH and FSH, which show the state of her ovarian reserve that month. Some months, she had very few or even no eggs at all. Other months, her levels looked good enough to move forward with IVF.
It's kind of crazy. We have a blood draw coming up. It's in like the next week or so, and this one determines like a lot. So
back in 2022, they'd been carefully tracking her cycles to see when her body might produce usable eggs. The result of this single test decided if the next few months could be spent actively pursuing IVF, or if they'd have to wait and keep working on improving her levels.
Good
results on this blood test. This determines like the next 3 months of our future. And the next 3 months of our future determine if we're gonna have a baby. So
yeah.
we're hoping and praying that these are good results. We'll find out in about a week.
Well, we don't know exactly, but we'll keep you guys updated. I'm so excited though.
But even though their journey was intriguing, things didn't go so well. All of these attempts carried new hope, but each one ended the same. Another negative result, another setback. When treatments at home stopped moving forward, they looked outside the country for options. That was common for couples in their position, especially those dealing with diminished ovarian reserve went for it. where standard protocols didn't always produce enough follicles to attempt IVF. Once they reached that point, they began researching places known for stronger lab technology or alternative stimulation methods. And that search led them to Greece.
We found really cheap flights to Santorini and we got really excited. So we got here this morning.
Here we are.
And here we are. And yeah, the first thing we have to do, we just got into our hotel, is we have to do my shot.
They went to Greece in 2022 for a monitored IVF cycle. It was not a vacation. Their days were scheduled around injections, scans, and medication timing. They filmed parts of it, showing how every hotel room became a temporary clinic setup. Greece had become a hub for fertility travel because some clinics promoted success with mild stimulation IVF, which appealed to patients with low ovarian response. But the underlying data everywhere was the same. Even in well-established European programs, national registries showed predictable success rates. Roughly 30% live birth rates for women in their early 30s, a sharp decline after 40, and very low success for cycles with only 1 or 2 retrieved eggs. This is exactly the pattern seen in DOR cases. In short, location mattered less than biology. They still completed the cycle. She took all the injections, attended the scans, and waited for the embryo results. The cycle failed. Their only embryo stopped developing, and the call confirming that outcome ended the attempt. They left Greece shortly after and flew to the Middle East, first to Muscat and then Dubai, mainly to reset and decide what their next steps should be.
Like, we don't even know like what the outcome will be, but we're just trying everything that we can right now. And
Dubai became a pause point rather than a treatment destination. They spent time recovering and planning because they knew they needed more information before trying again. Then they prepared for their infertility surgery in the Middle East, but another complication appeared. She needed to return to Oman for a fertility-related surgery scheduled for late 2022. It was part of the effort to improve her chances in a future IVF cycle, yet her visa kept getting rejected with the same system error.
I have still not gotten my visa accepted. This is the second time this happened. I don't understand because Dallin submits his visa at the same time as mine and he gets it back immediately.
Paige, please, please, please. Oh, it's still pending. This is bad. I gotta book the flight. I don't even know what to do. All right.
She reapplied multiple times, contacted support offices, and tried to get the record corrected. The approval finally came through the day before they needed to leave.
Our flight ended up sitting on the tarmac for 2.5 hours. Our connecting flight got missed, and that's the flight that we need. We have to get to Oman for my surgery. Basically what happened is, because our flight got missed, the airline is so kind. They upgraded us to first class.
First class, I don't know if you can see that. First class, baby. My first time ever flying first class.
We're kind of freaking out right now. What is...
The travel was chaotic. They boarded without knowing if immigration would clear her. The flight was delayed on the tarmac. They missed their connection, and they were rebooked at the last minute. They arrived in Oman around 3 a.m., with only a few hours left before her scheduled procedure. She underwent the surgery, recovered, and then finally returned to Arizona to continue her treatment planning.
I land in Oman now at 3 a.m. and my surgery's at 9 a.m. and I can't eat.
It's your
After this is my last
meal.
supper. So
Now, cross-border treatments sometimes offer access to clinics with different lab conditions, different protocols, or shorter wait times. But even with expanded access, the essential limitation stayed the same. Diminished ovarian reserve produced low follicle counts no matter where they went. They followed recommendations, read data, compared programs, and tried locations known for treating low response cases. But each outcome still led back to the same core issue. The number and quality of eggs available were consistently low.
Small, some particles.
yeah.
So now we will stop the cycle.
For their fans, they shared every step throughout their journey. Their openness drew steady support from viewers who left comments like, "I love that they're okay letting us know about their journey," and messages of faith such as, "When the time is right, the Lord will make it happen." Fans followed each update closely, hoping for a breakthrough. But despite the treatments, surgeries, and repeated cycles of trying, nothing worked. Their community, invested from the start, felt the weight of each setback alongside them. Love how open and honest she is with her infertility and lets others know that they are not alone. Sending positive vibes. Love y'all. Many followers went further, offering their own stories as a form of reassurance. One viewer mentioned a family who endured 9 years of infertility, chose to adopt from foster care, and later conceived unexpectedly. They were now raising 12 children, 4 of them biological. There's a really lovely family here on YouTube, and they experienced 9 years of infertility and decided to adopt from foster care. Then they found out they were pregnant. Now they have 12 kids, 4 are biological. Another shared how she and her husband spent 7 years in fertility treatment and finally conceived from a single mature follicle, now parents to a thriving 1-year-old. Others added similar experiences, hoping their outcomes would give the couple a sense of possibility in the middle of so many setbacks. My husband and I went through fertility treatment after suffering with infertility for 7 years. I'm not joking when I say we got pregnant with one mature follicle. We now have a healthy, thriving, sassy 1-year-old daughter. Nothing but good thoughts and positive vibes for you two. But then came a pregnancy announcement that would shock their viewers. In 2022, the Lamberts announced that they were hoping to adopt twins from a woman, a claim that immediately drew attention. For this, Della completed the required courses, background checks, interviews, and home study paperwork to become fully adoption certified. It was a long administrative process, but they passed each requirement.
I got the letter. I got the letter!
So this is a really big deal. So the biggest next step in our adoption journey was to get certified by the state. And they told us that it normally takes 60 days. So we were fully set on it taking 60 full days for this to be in our...
For them, getting certified was another legitimate route to becoming parents. By the time they reached late April 2023, they were approved and eligible to be matched, ready to move forward with adoption at any moment.
Email is just from my boss that says we received paperwork from the court saying the Lamberts have been certified and your documents are being sent from our office to your home.
Okay.
And it's approximately 5 copies of the certified home study, including copies of like our licensure and things like that. So there'll be sticky notes on them to tell you what to do with each one.
Oh my gosh, that is so wild. That only took like 3.5 weeks.
Fans followed closely as Bella documented every step, including shopping for cribs and clothes, setting up a nursery, and preparing for the baby's arrival. One video documenting Bella's first parental shopping trip alone pulled in 1.3 million views. They monetized every moment, from ad revenue to sponsored products and viewer donations. By early 2023, multiple videos had covered their pregnancy journey, each one pulling in over 2 million views on average, outperforming 75% of their previous lifestyle content. The Lamberts clearly understood their audience. All videos that were emotional with high-stakes moments kept viewers hooked. All of this seemed to signal the start of a joyful chapter, but cracks quickly appeared. Aw, little darlings, I'm so excited for you guys. I hope we'll have a Della baby by this time next year. Della began noticing that medical appointments were never verified. Pregnancy tests were never shown, and the woman claiming to be pregnant with twins was inconsistent in her story.
They're identical twin girls.
She had never been officially confirmed to be carrying twins, yet she had convinced the Lamberts to prepare a full nursery, purchase 2 cribs, 2 car seats, double strollers, and 2 of every essential item, and even organize a gender reveal.
We know she was kind of pushing off those appointments to meet in person, like something would always come up, but she did officially agree to go to one of those appointments, and it was within the next couple days before we actually found out what happened.
Della later uploaded a video where they told fans they'd been scammed by the woman, who'd also been scamming multiple other people.
It was not only scamming us, but she was scamming multiple other families. And it's been really hard for us to wrap our mind around. And the biggest thing that we found out that has been really hard for us to process is this woman was never even pregnant.
Even though they went with her in person and took her to birthing classes, they'd never identified her till then. For 2 months, the couple believed they were about to adopt identical twin girls. They attended 9 weeks of private birthing classes with the woman, arranged for support during delivery, and even flew out family members to meet her. The woman encouraged them to finalize hospital plans, birthing positions, and nursery setups, claiming that early preparation would make her feel more comfortable.
It just blows my mind. We met her in person multiple times. We did birthing classes with her. Our parents even flew out there and met her. These other families met her. She met with an agency, and the whole time she had on a fake bump. And
the Lamberts initially remained cautious. Aware that adoption scams exist, they verified leads with their adoption consultant and agency, but the woman's message appeared too genuine. She shared elaborate texts describing her excitement to find a family, claimed she'd been praying for them, and even arranged multiple in-person meetings.
And she said she was placing twin girls for adoption, or twins for adoption, and we were really excited because we've always dreamed of having twins.
Her behavior built trust, making it nearly impossible for Bella and Dallin to detect deception. She wanted us to adopt them, and she had tears in her eyes telling us she'd been praying to find people like us, and we were a miracle for her, Bella told her viewers. Although they didn't mention the reasons, they were very convincing, according to Della.
going back and forth just seemed so perfect. And looking back, we said it a couple times, this is too good to be true, and the reality was, that it was.
The truth came to light when another family, also communicating with the woman, reached out. Photos she sent of her pregnancy revealed obvious manipulation.
Talking with her, we found out a lot of inconsistencies in the stories that the expecting mom was telling us, and the different stories that she was telling this other family. So as we were talking with this other family, they had a great idea to go on Facebook and to post on a group that's called Ending Adoption Scams and see if this expecting mom was talking to any other families or if she had been involved in any other scams.
In addition, the couple confirmed that all medical documentation provided was falsified. Ultrasound images were digitally altered, and the supposed verification letters were the same image was cropped differently to appear at separate stages, and ultrasound pictures were purchased online for $9.99 from a site offering customizable fake scans.
Still skeptical because her name wasn't on the ultrasound, but she said she just cropped it out for privacy purposes, and we just understood that. We even would reverse image search the pictures and none of them ever came up. She sent us this ultrasound and then we quickly Google searched it and we found it on the internet for $9.99.
Fakeultrasounds.com, $9.99. You can buy it, you can input your name, you can input the doctor.
Even a letter she sent claiming to verify her pregnancy was a fillable PDF template easily found online. Within days, it became clear that the woman had never been pregnant.
She kept saying her doctor was telling her that she thinks the twins are going to be born early, so we need to be prepared. And so, we were just like, oh my gosh, we need to kick it into high gear and get everything completely ready. And I have to say, it was such a dream come true for that time, being able to get the nursery ready, and we've always dreamed of.
In total, the woman had been scamming at least 4 families simultaneously, using emotional manipulation to gain trust and control. She deceived the Lamberts, their parents, their birthing coach, and other families who'd prepared nurseries and events around her supposed pregnancy.
And made a group of all the families that she was talking to. We all started texting and talking over Facebook, and we started sharing all of our stories that we were being told, which they were all different, they were all lies.
The only recorded payment was a $200 gift card to buy maternity clothes from one family. So the intentions of the scammer wasn't clear. Despite never exchanging significant money, the emotional manipulation left a deep impact.
I don't understand.
There was no money ever exchanged with any of the families. The only one family ever gave her a $200 gift card to buy maternity clothes.
Yeah.
So none of us gave her money, so I don't know what the intentions were. And
Bella described the emotional impact. Despite months of pregnancy, the nursery, car seats, strollers, and clothes were all for a baby that didn't exist. According to her, she hadn't even stepped inside the nursery after that news and was planning to donate all of the items.
Awful thing ever, and I wish we wouldn't have gotten that nursery ready, because now we have a nursery ready for twins sitting there with all the stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel sick about it. I can't even go. I haven't gone in the nursery since we found out that this was all a scam.
Bella and Dallin reflected on the experience as both traumatic and intrusive. They explained that the woman had encouraged them to throw a gender reveal and get fully involved in her pregnancy, only to exploit their trust and excitement.
We're here at our gender reveal. It feels weird to even say that, honestly.
It's been a long time in the making.
I've been waiting for this day for 5 years.
And not only one, but there's 2, which is even better.
She also delayed appointments with the adoption agency, using fabricated trauma and personal stories as excuses. The couple empathized that, while financially unharmed, they were emotionally scammed.
I think I'm at a point, I just feel so gross about it, and it's so sickening that someone could do this to multiple families, and I don't know. This is honestly the hardest video I think we're ever gonna make, especially for me. I just feel so anxious and scared putting this out there because it is very vulnerable and very raw.
They documented their story to prevent similar situations for other prospective adoptive parents. Their video highlighted the red flags, unverifiable medical claims, inconsistencies between photos and timelines, and resistance to using formal adoption channels.
What had happened is she had sent Bella the same picture a week earlier, but she had cropped it from here up. And she said that she was at a rodeo, and she said that she was wearing a crop top, her bump was out, and she was just owning it. She sent that same picture to another family, but she didn't crop it. She was telling this other family that she was only 5 or 6 weeks pregnant at that time and that her stomach was flat. So when I compared the 2 photos, I realized right there that she had a flat stomach. And there was no way that What she was telling us is being 26 weeks pregnant with twins at that point, that she can make her stomach that flat.
Despite the ordeal, the Lamberts maintained hope for the future. Bella stated that the experience, while devastating, reinforced the importance of vigilance in adoption processes.
If it happens, if it doesn't, it doesn't, and we are okay with that. We're putting it all in God's hands at this point. We know that the adoption world, it could take a long time. Right now, we're just praying for the right situation to arise for us.
They remained committed to sharing their story as both a warning and a demonstration of resilience, ensuring other families are better equipped to recognize scams.
This has just been the wildest thing. I did not expect this to happen when we chose the adoption route. It's been such a hard journey, and I think the hardest thing is like we felt so hopeful going into it. We felt like, we've struggled with infertility and that was our hard trial, and surely adoption would be the happy ending to our story.
After the scam came to light, many fans asked whether the Lamberts were pressing charges against their perpetrator. In their videos, they explained they couldn't publicly answer questions about the legal proceedings, but reassured viewers the matter was being handled properly.
On the person that scammed us, I don't think you guys are gonna like this answer, but unfortunately, we can't really talk about that. But by saying that, I think it should answer the question.
The couple emphasized that while they couldn't share the details, the case was in good hands, giving fans some relief that the situation was being addressed responsibly.
We can't talk about that. Everybody wants to know. All I'm gonna say is the video and our story got viewed by a lot of people. The good thing is the right people have seen our video and they've heard our story.
Yeah.
They've reached out to us. All we're gonna say is it's in the hands of the right people.
The fan reaction to the Lambert adoption scam story was overwhelming. Thousands of people expressed outrage, support, and empathy across social media. Many called for justice, like one comment that read, "Who thinks this is a crime and should be charged?" And it pulled in more than 24,000 likes. Others focused on how emotionally damaging this whole situation was. At Highback8196 wrote, "Wow, this is not just a scammer, this is a literal abuser. I'm so glad you guys are okay now." Plenty of followers were just relieved that the couple made it through, while some people got emotional thinking about it. One of the biggest responses came from @JustCass, who wrote, "Honestly, can't even wrap my head around why someone would do this. I am so sorry you had to go through another heartbreaking trial. My prayers are with you both. You'll find your missing piece." Together, messages like these showed how strongly people connected with the Lambert situation and how much support they had behind them. Bella and Dylan's story resonated strongly because it combined three factors that went beyond typical social media stories. One was personal vulnerability. They had openly documented years of infertility. Then there was medical shock, since diminished ovarian reserve at a young age is rare and unexpected. And third, a long, expensive, globe-spinning search for solutions that repeatedly failed. Each of these elements alone would invite sympathy. Together, they created deeply emotional responses from millions of viewers who had followed their journey for years. This scam also hit hard for both Bella and Dallin, and for their fans, not just because the event itself, but because everything that led up to it. Viewers weren't reacting to a single setback. They were responding to 5 years of unsuccessful treatments, the stark reality of Bella's rapidly declining ovarian reserve, and the couple's relentless efforts to have a child. By the time the adoption scam happened, the audience had witnessed every step of the journey, layer by layer, and developed a level of emotional investment rarely seen in family-focused content. To understand why it struck so powerfully, it helps to look at who they were and how they began. Before infertility became a public part of their lives, Bella and Dallin were a young couple building a seemingly stable and hopeful future. Bella had gained online recognition long before their family channel existed. At 14, she founded Origami Owl, a jewelry company that grew quickly and attracted national attention. By her early 20s, she had become a rare example of a teenage entrepreneur who successfully maintained and expanded her business into adulthood. Dallin, before YouTube, had also worked in business ventures, and the two met through mutual social circles in Arizona. They started dating young, grew close quickly, and married in 2017. Fans often describe them as a couple starting life early and doing everything right, someone others could look up to. They shared their relationship openly, traveling, moving into their first home, building careers, and created a lifestyle that seemed perfectly suited for starting a family. For followers, that transparency was part of the draw. They appeared organized, financially stable, close to family, and genuinely excited about the next steps in life. At that time, nothing suggested infertility would become the central challenge of their marriage. Over time, however, they noticed something wasn't right. Bella's menstrual cycles became irregular, then unpredictable. At first, they treated it as a minor issue, something routine checkups could manage. Most women in their early 20s don't think about fertility, and neither did they. But months turned into years, and the irregularities persisted. Blood work initially offered unclear results, leaving more questions than answers. They tried tracking ovulation, medications to regulate hormones, and lifestyle changes, none of which improved the situation. By the time the doctors investigated seriously, the problem had progressed. Bella's hormone levels did not match her age group. The ovarian reserve tests, AMH levels, and follicle counts were far lower than expected for someone in her mid-20s. This marked a turning point. It was no longer about timing or stress, but biological decline. This history affected how fans saw their story. Viewers had watched them evolve from newlyweds into a couple fighting for what should have been simple. They moved from casual hope to specialist appointments, from natural attempts to medicated cycles, and from local treatments to international options, and from optimism to medical reality. That long, public history of persistence created empathy, frustration, and investment, making the later events, especially failed IVF cycles and adoption scam, land with intensity that felt deeply personal to their audience. Another reason the story resonated so deeply was the amount of effort they put into it. The Lamberts didn't try a few treatments, but exhausted every available option. Over 5 years, they started with natural cycles, then moved to medicated cycles, timed intercourse, IUI attempts, egg quality supplements, dietary adjustments, and finally IVF protocols. Then came the adoption scam, hitting it where it hurt most. Despite the heartbreak, it brought attention to their channel, and their audience remained deeply engaged. Their video, Our Adoption Was a Scam, went viral, racking up over 3.8 million viewers within days. Fans shared, commented, and supported, responding to a story built over years of struggle, hope, and relentless effort. But that's not all. By late 2023, while the storm around the adoption scam had mostly settled, Bella and Dallin officially introduced Storybelle, their adopted daughter. They announced in March 2023 that they were beginning the adoption process through an agency, a step that brought excitement and hope after years of struggle.
Feel the missing pieces.
So cute. She is. Her little noises.
Their followers, who had watched them navigate infertility and the adoption scam, were eager and supportive. When they finalized the adoption in July of 2025 and shared Story's names, fans flooded the comments with congratulation and praise, celebrating the Lamberts' perseverance and joy. The fact that every single person you called just immediately cried with happiness is awesome. You're surrounded by such lovely people who love you and the baby. In their announcement video, Bella and Dallin expressed how blessed they felt to have Story in their lives, sharing small glimpses of their excitement and love. Viewers responded warmly, many saying they could already tell the couple would be incredible parents. When you met her and you played your song, I had tears in my eyes. You guys are going to be the best parents to her. The initial introduction of Storybelle was emotional and uplifting. Emotions ran high in the comments, with fans sharing tears of joy and words of encouragement. For years, the audience had followed Bella and Dallin through setbacks and heartbreak, and seeing them finally hold a child in their arms felt like a victory. But that happiness was not just for the couple, but for everyone invested in their journey. The sense of relief, hope, and celebration was palpable online, as though the fans had been waiting for this moment alongside them. I teared up when I heard her name. It truly does show what you guys have gone through in the past 6 years. I'm so happy for you guys. Storybelle quickly became the center of attention, and the channel's focus started moving away from relationship-centered vlogs to content more heavily centered around the baby. Where the Lamberts had once shared day-to-day life, personal reflections, and candid moments of their marriage, the videos increasingly emphasized Storybelle's activities, milestones, and reactions. Fans noticed the change immediately. One comment noted that while the introduction of Storybelle was heartwarming, the channel's direction seemed to shift from authentic family life to a kind of baby-focused content. The shift hadn't gone unnoticed, especially by longtime followers who had been drawn to the Lamberts for their genuine storytelling. While the couple had been celebrated for documenting challenges, the focus on Storybelle appeared to some as a step towards commodifying their child for content. Dallin, in particular, was observed increasingly structuring videos around Storybelle in ways that felt just for views, rather than sharing everyday moments. This transformation marked a turning point. The Lamberts' content evolved from relationship vloggers who shared their journey as a couple to baby vloggers, centered almost entirely around Storybelle. They even posted songs, with Bella singing or sharing music from their family moments, adding more ways to include Storybell in their videos. While the couple's joy was undeniable, viewers were beginning to question the balance between storytelling and performance, and the ethical implications of turning a child's daily life into a major focus for online content. The reaction highlighted a tension between genuine parental excitement and the pressures of maintaining engagement in a large online audience. By mid-2025, the audience's love for Storybell and support for Bella and Dallin remained strong, but the shift in content had already sparked conversation. People began posting comments such as, "And now they use that infant to earn money by parading her through different countries and making content out of strangers oogling her. I'm not a DCP fan in the least, but the Della Vlogs channel absolutely disgusts me." The situation escalated when JD Vlogs, also known as Josh, publicly criticized the Lamberts in a video titled, "Della Vlogs are the worst parents on earth." In the video, Josh went through multiple Della Vlogs uploads, calling out Bella and Dallin for their approach to parenting, their content style, and the way they featured Storybell.
Well, we're talking about Della Vlogs. I haven't spoken about them in a little while. The first birthday party of the kid that they bought was very recent, and it's very stupid and very out of touch. There are people dying.
He repeatedly criticized them for turning the child into the center of their content, suggesting that the couple's actions were less about sharing family life and more about creating viral material.
And there are people you're taking advantage of. And this child is one of them. You and Dallin are a bunch of buttholes.
Josh also questioned the authenticity of Bella's mama bear persona, saying that her behavior in the videos, particularly during Story's birthday and travel vlogs, did not reflect a protective or thoughtful parent.
Are you a mama bear? Are you a mama bear? Because your mama bear sucks. I'd rather be in the woods with a bear than your mama bear. Because your mama bear's garbage. So when she says mama bear, what she means is a protective mama. This woman is so self-centered and narcissistic, and I know that word is overused. And it's very rare that a person in a population actually has narcissism. It really is really rare.
He argued that they had shared the adoption process online from the very beginning, making private milestones public before Story could even participate, which he framed as exploitative.
The baby's adoption story is sacred, personal, and private. That's what she just said. Those are her words. Is there an ant on me? Those are her words, okay? Listen to that. Before they even touched this baby, they were filming the process. The moment they laid eyes on this baby, you got to as well with the camera.
Fans quickly reacted, splitting into two clear camps. Some sided with Josh, arguing that the couple's content crossed ethical boundaries and exploited their daughter. Others defended Bella and Dallin, emphasizing that they had built wealth independently. Bella, for instance, had founded the multi-million-dollar jewelry company Origami Owl at just 14, and didn't need to seek clout through YouTube. Many of these supporters pointed out that the couple's years of documented fertility struggles gave context to their content, suggesting they were just sharing their journey. Yet despite the defense, a sizable number of viewers expressed concern about the apparent disconnect between the couple's family-friendly image and what they perceived as manipulative or performative behavior. DCP or not, Della Vlogs sucks, and they handled their adoption unethically. Josh focused extensively on the first birthday party for Storybell, criticizing the extravagance, sponsorships, and focus on aesthetics rather than the child's experience. He commented on how the couple hired party planners, Disney princess performers, and expensive toys, arguing that the celebrations were more about the parent's image than Story herself.
Weight restrictions. Okay, I gotta fast forward. Couldn't even light the damn candle yourself.
He repeatedly called Bella self-centered, claiming that she treated Story as an accessory to gain praise and attention. Dallin, Josh suggested, went along with the content primarily for money, even though the family did not need the income.
Wealth, okay? They would never have to worry about money. The only reason he married her was for money, okay? Because clearly he's so sick and done with her shit. We can all see it, okay?
Josh also highlighted how the vlogs frequently showed Story traveling internationally, which he argued disrupted her ability to experience normal routines in a stable schedule.
We know she's not a good mom. She's a terrible, terrible mom with no motherly instincts whatsoever. For someone who wanted so badly to be a mom, she has the worst motherly instincts I've ever seen in my life.
Like my life, like where I came from with the whole internet.
The way that we see it is we're going to be documenting our experiences.
Yeah.
And what Della and I go through and what we...
And he's lying to you right now too, because no, it isn't. You didn't document your experiences. You documented this child, and we'll go look in the channel, every single effing day of its life so far. Like, you're worse than Dr. D does at this point.
Despite the criticism, Belle and Dallin continued producing content centered on Storybelle, sometimes addressing concerns or defending their choices. The controversy surrounding JD Vlogs amplified the attention on their family content, increasing scrutiny of their parenting style, public presence, and monetization strategies. What had started as a channel documenting personal life and growth had evolved into a highly commercialized platform centered on an infant, drawing both admiration and backlash. Ultimately, the debate shows the tension inherent in family vlogging. Fans are invested in authenticity and child safety, while creators navigate the pressures of sharing their lives online. For the Lamberts, Storybelle's role on the channel has become a point of both acclaim and criticism, showing how online audiences can simultaneously celebrate and question family-centered content when it intersects with money, image, and public attention. Anyways, moving forward, just a few days ago on December 8th, Della Vlog shared an exciting update with their audience. They had officially adopted another baby girl. This marked yet another milestone in their growing family. The couple revealed that they had completed all the necessary legal steps and received the adoption certificate, making the process official.
Order of certification of acceptability to adopted children.
Yay!
They also spoke with the baby's biological mother, sharing a heartfelt and respectful conversation about the adoption journey, ensuring the process honored both families. For Bella and Dallin, this moment was deeply emotional, marking the start of a new chapter in their lives.
No. No. No.
The highlight of the day came when their eldest daughter, Storybelle, finally met her baby sister for the first time. The cameras captured Storybelle's curiosity, excitement, and gentle attempts to interact with her new sibling.
Who is that?
Baby Winnie.
Let me see.
Mama. Mama.
Yeah, that's Mama, and who is she holding?
She held the baby carefully, sometimes pausing to smile at her parents for reassurance. Bella and Dallin's reactions were full of joy and pride as they watched the sisters' first moments together. They spoke about the importance of helping Storybelle adjust to her new role as a big sister while nurturing a sense of love, inclusion, and protection.
In everything that you do.
Oh, that's so nice.
The family shared the adoption story with their followers, emphasizing both the emotional and practical aspects of welcoming a new child into the home. Bella expressed gratitude for being able to expand their family and said that the baby's name was going to be after her father, Warren.
Yeah, you're gonna love the name. So, we picked out a really special name because I wanted to name her after you. Her name is Rennie Lynn Lambert.
That showed a commitment to respect and empathy throughout the adoption process. Dallin reflected on the joy of seeing the children bond and the sense of completeness the family now feels. Della Vlogs continues life with their baby girl, now around 2 years old, going through daily life, adventures, and family milestones in front of the camera. Critics keep questioning their choices, while supporters defend their intentions, leaving viewers to decide for themselves how genuine the couple's care really is. Whether you see it as loving parenting or calculated content, the channel keeps drawing attention. If you want to follow Storybelle's journey or see other content creators handle life's ups and downs and stay updated on the drama, hit subscribe and join the conversation.